Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, my beloved. I never really used the word hello, but I don't know, it came out of me. Well, it's my programming that I'm changing now. So I meant to say greetings. This is Wala Takida, and welcome to my digital empire. I am in one of the places that I saw in a vision before I got to Rwanda. So I'm enjoying it. This place connects me to the spirit of Africa. I've been to a lot of places so far since I came to Rwanda. I've been moving around, but this place in particular connects me to the spirit of Africa. It seems that the consciousness of Africa, the archetype of Africa, is more accessible in this place than any parts of the world. Maybe you never know. But anyways, Africa is telling me things. I am sitting down here in meditation. I've been meditating the whole time, and I'm traveling with African investors. Actually, lucky for me. Mm, Not to mean I wouldn't want to work with other foreigners, but it's good to do something African with African, right? It makes sense. It makes more sense to do it with people who have a sense of Africa, people who have a relationship to Africa one way or the other, either by birth or by their lineage. And in fact, being on a mission from the Most High, from Haile Selassie, is highly, 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 highly revolves around your own lineage. It's your own lineage that brings you to to this mission. You know what I mean? It's based on your lineage of royalties, which most Africans are, most Africans and even African Americans, Black people in general, we have that culture of monarchy, right? So it's our lineage that decides the closeness that we have with the emperor, which I urge you to work on that, to ask, to call your mom, to call your dad, to understand where you came from. That's what we mean by roots, actually. Yeah, knowing your roots is knowing your ancestors, knowing what the people that were before you, your grandfather, your great grandmothers, knowing that what they have done to get us here. So I'm here communicating with the spirit of Africa, traveling with African investors, and everything I see in general around me while traveling with these people. It's just a short business trip, but I'm always observing. So 80% of African population, black population, is brainwashed by the Western lifestyle. It's That's what the spirit of Africa is saying through me now. Most people, most Africans and black people have been brainwashed to think and to feel in terms of Western culture, Western standard, Western expectations. You know, like I have met a few other people who came to Rwanda to invest, to live, to start off the way I did. That's been a dream for me. It's now happening. So I've met other dreamers since I got here. I've met a lot of people. I'm a connector of the dots. If I say I'm wealthy, half of my wealth is people. It's not physical money, it's people. So I met these people. They desire to start off, they desire to invest, but they don't respect Africa. They don't have respect for the culture. They don't have respect for the language. You know, both Africans, black people, and white. I don't even see colors anymore. I just feel it in my core, in my heart, because I understand the language of the heart. So whenever I move around in Rwanda and even in Ethiopia, the people, they have, and their intention is good. They are capable of love. When Africans love, it's deep, man. It's deep. It doesn't have any calculation. It's pure. It's understanding, and it's deep. That's how they love you. So I see investors and tourists wanting something from me, like wanting to learn about African history or even an information, a piece of information about the land, about the place, which I feel the vibration of because I'm clairsentient. I feel the vibration and the energy of places. So they come to me, or it's just Jah connects me to them because they serve me and I serve them, which is not a bad thing. But I see that they're suspicious. Africa is not now known worldwide for theft. We are known for some of the advertisements that's been uh, promoted, that's been on the air like three years ago. You know, it's been, Africa has been on TV. Especially Ethiopia have been on European TV for like a few years ago. Some some Australian told me that he knows Ethiopia by that news of starvation, and when people were collecting charity like fund to raise fund so we can be helped and stuff. And I'm not denying the truth of that. Maybe we have had some difficulties in Africa. We may not be educated enough in such a way that it can help us to know, to understand how to use our resources, because we don't talk about resources in Africa, right? We are full of minerals, and we are full of raw materials, except we don't have the knowledge and the patience and the discipline to master that. So I'm not gonna argue with you about the theft and the the insecurity that you might feel in Africa, because not all of us are have easy way, you know. Like in Africa, we are wealthy people who don't know much about ourselves, you know. It's like you have a lot of asset within you that you're not aware of. So it's depending on your awareness, you know. White people, one job that they did for themselves is to value each other and to provide, to fulfill their needs. Their government makes sure that everyone's is healthy. They, you know, people from Canada told me that their medical expenses are covered, you know, things like that. If they want to invest, it's like the government really helps them. So how Europeans and the United States does this is at the expense of other countries. They go, they come to Africa, and they exploit us, they use us, but they don't actually at least exploit each other, you know. They don't at least abuse one another. They respected themselves enough to come from us, and good for them and bad for us, right? To steal from us and then to build their own empire, to come up with a structure for the society, for the community, for each countries. And I know like they have an integrated system, technology wise and education wise, you know. So Africans, not Africa, the continent has always been offering, has always been calling us, you know, as Africa is an archetype. It's, she has a personality. For me, it's like it's a feminine energy that I feel when I speak about Africa. It's like it's the heart of the planet. You know what I mean? It's everything, pretty much everything, including the human race, came from Africa, right? It should tell you something, you know, wondering about your lineage and knowing that where you come from and where you are going, you know, just finding the direction in this life is very important as an African, especially because Africa is rising. It's meant to happen, you know. It's been written in the Bible and in other spiritual manuscript. It's been written about this time, you know. Usually I see visions, but I don't necessarily get the timeline for those visions, you know. Those visions could be 10 years from now or a century from now, but I get them anyways. So Africa, about this prophecy of Africa rising, it's happening soon. It's happening soon. At the energy level, Africa is not open anymore for exploitators. She makes sure that you don't thrive on this land. If you are coming here to label us as thieves, to be suspicious around us, you know, why are you, what are you doing in our land if you are paranoid like that? If you ask me to do something for you, you better trust me, because it's my land. I know what I have to do, and you better not label me. You know, the labeling poor. Africa is poor. Africans are not educated. You know what we can do? We know how to love, and love is the most important thing in your life. We can actually help you to come back to yourself, to know self. And there is nothing more important than that. Maybe you have the system, maybe you have the technology, maybe you have the medical issues figured out, but we have our own traditional way of doing that also. So, you know, the system in Europe, the system in America, the system in Asia, It works for them, it doesn't work for us. It's time for us to come up with our own color, to paint our own future, like to be the Africans that we are, to rise up. Just, it's in the prophecy. It's been written and it's only happening. But people who are meant to work for Africa, to work with Africa, who are meant to be the daughters and sons of Africa, they are brainwashed about themselves. When you go to Ethiopia, the first thing that hotel owners and business, the people who run business, the first thing that they tell you is to be careful because there are thieves. Now you are on the street, you are paranoid, you see everyone, and all you see is thieves. But you are in our land. You came here to work, to invest. So you better have some respect for the culture. You better have some respect for the people. And there is theft doesn't mean everyone is thief. There is poverty, there are problems, it doesn't mean they can't be solved. How can you be useful for us when you come to thrive in Africa, when Africa pulls you into itself, right? The question that you must ask is, when I want Africa to serve me, how can I also serve the people? you know it doesn't matter whether you're white or you are brown or you're black. It's not even about the color, it's not about where you're coming from. I saw Rastafarians, white Rastafarians, who know a lot better about Africa than the Africans themselves. That just defies my any and every opinion that you could have about color as a way of defining your identity. Your identity is not based on your color. Your identity is based on your feelings. But then color comes into play when it has to be about color. It will be about color too. That's why I mentioned paradox in the video that I made early on. So guys, I don't like it when people come to Africa for something, because they have a calling, because they are meant to heal. They're meant to remember themselves. I don't like it when they come to Africa and yet they don't pay the respect that they have to pay. You know. So I don't know how many of you are thinking about returning. I don't know how many of you are now in your homes, having some kind of pain in your stomach, remembering Africa, like really, really, really being called by Africa. It doesn't even give you time sometimes. If Africa wants you to be here, you don't have a choice. You will be, either your destiny happens for you in a very easy way, in a relaxing way, or you might be forced into this because it has to happen. The prophecy has to happen. The question is, are you wanting to be forced into your mission, or are you going to accept it with grace and get to it? This is the African archetype speaking through me right now. Don't focus on anything, but just try to actually pay attention for the vibration. Africa has a lot in store for you. While you are trying, going around in the outside, in the external world, in other parts of the world, seeking to be successful, you are missing out on this raw energy, on this spiritual energy that can give you everything that you have desired in all of your life, which is to come into your sense, to be who you are, which is to do what the ancestors wants you to do, because they have paid a price for this. They have paid for a price for this, and things aren't fair. The foreign media is telling the world lies about us. The war in Ethiopia is being used against us to mess with our reputation as Africans. So guys, if you are on a mission from the Most High, which we all of us are, except what we do can vary and how we do it can be different from one another, but we all are standing for one mission. So you need to research your lineage. I urge you to research your lineage, to know who you are, where you came from decides everything in this mission, in this spiritual journey that you have in Africa. And for all of the tourists, regardless of your color, gender, whatever age, I demand that you pay respect. I demand that you respect the land. I demand that Open yourself up to receive the love that we're giving you, Africans giving you. Because Africans are all about the heart. The continent is the heart of the world, and we are the hearts. We are so much in our hearts. We know how to love. When we help you, when you ask for a direction in Africa, the people help you not just for money. Forget that news, forget that story that you've been told. Even as Africans, it's very sad. People in the streets, they follow you because they don't have much. Why don't you help them instead of just judging them, like telling calling them names? You can help them, you can help these kids. Nobody begs because they entertain begging. It's not entertainment. It's because they have no one to look for them. You can invest in them. Respect, man. Respect. Because being a reality is all about respect. It's all about knowing who you are, knowing your worth. If you are planning to come to Africa, if you are in Africa, if Africa calls you into her land, and if you understand what she is, what she's about, start from respecting yourself, and start from respecting the culture and the people and the language. Rastafari, Selassie.